Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new objective card that came out today. We just recently unlocked it through Division Rivals, and that is going to be the new player Martinez. So we are taking a look at a card that is 5'10" with medium-high work rates, left-footed with 3-star skills and a 3-star weak foot. Now, this card had a variation before that I actually really liked, and it was the I think it was a Future Stars card, if I remember correctly. And I was taking a look at the stats of that card at the time, and I was like, why aren't people using this card more often? Because of that triple link that you can do with Taliafico, Martinez, and Promise. And obviously the reason why people don't do it is because of the setup of this game, obviously, right? But if you guys take a look at that card, this is the card that I am referring to. And I was like, this card actually looks really solid, and the price is super affordable for the types of players you can have in your club. So with this guy being an objective, it is definitely a welcome inclusion, because I don't know if Taliafico's in the team of the season right now, because I didn't check it yet because I was so busy doing this. It's a pretty cool triple link setup that you can have in your team, right? So, in regards to traits, he has the solid player trait, which I believe is the one that, you don't get injured. But guys, look at his pure defensive abilities for an objective card, right? We're looking at 90 acceleration with 86 sprint speed. Shooting presence not really there, but not necessarily a big deal because he is going to be really defensive oriented, and you can tell because of the 78 attacking position on the card. So he is definitely going to be the type of guy you want to put in a left center defenseman position because he's left-footed, personal preference obviously, but having him there in that left center defenseman position could be an ideal situation in my opinion. He actually has some passing abilities. Unfortunately, he doesn't have curve and whatnot, but the passing ability is definitely good enough in the CDM position. Here's the really nice thing, right, is the fact that he's a defensive-oriented card, but with really good dribbling stats in the CDM position. Like, that's amazing to have, right? And the fact that he's 5'10", which is a pretty decent height to have in that area, is really solid. Defending stats for base card stats already look really good. This card with the basic chemistry style actually gets improved quite nicely, although, there are certain chemistry styles you can give that would significantly improve the card, right? And then another very nice thing with this card is the fact that his physical presence or his physical stats in-game are already good for base card stats. So I think this is a good gameplay objective card. They release gameplay objective cards like Boga, and that card for me just sucks. But cards like this are really cool to release to the general public because, I mean, he looks really sick, right? In regards to the chemistry style that I would give this card, it really depends on what I'm going for because his dribbling is already quite nice. People have decided to give him either an anchor or an engine chemistry style. To be honest with you guys, an engine wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing to try out because of the significant stat increases you get for dribbling, acceleration, sprint speed boost when his defense is already kind of nice, But obviously, an anchor chemistry style could be an ideal situation as well. And then obviously the other one would be a shadow to have pretty much near enough perfect pace because, if he's going to be defensive and you want him to move left and right really quickly, he already has dribbling. You're making his pace essentially perfect with defense to be essentially perfect. And then his physical is already there as well. So regardless of people on Footbin trying to choose different chemistry styles, it does still look like the shadow might be the best on him. But he also looks pretty decent with the basic, right? His basic chemistry style is actually going to allow us to test his defensive abilities just because of these +4s that he's actually getting on the card, right? So he is going to be playing on 9. I think we could fix that actually. Make sure that he's actually playing on the proper chemistry over here. Make sure the team's at 100 with him at 10. So we'll definitely rock with that. So it's going to be a 5 and 5 for those specific things. But the way that we are going to be lined up in game is going to look like this. We're going to have Raul playing up top with Martinez playing in the left center defenseman position just because of the presence that he offers. I'll take a look at this team, right, in regards to a rotation policy. So now I could do this with Acuna, play Corona in the CDM, or play Corona up top in the attack. Raul is a striker, bam, everybody in a sick position, right? So pretty cool in that regard. We're going to get into a game, see how he plays. I'm going to play normal FIFA, and then I'm going to play analyzing FIFA. You guys know how I do when it comes to taking a look at these cards. But I do think he's going to be really good. Like I said, he looks like he's more of a defensive-oriented player, so I think that's going to be really nice. So let's get into a game and see how he plays. Oh, this guy has such a cool concept team. My dude, ladies and gentlemen, can we just get some claps in the chat? Look at this, dude. Wow. That's nice, man. That's the types of teams that, like, if the game was formatted a certain way when you grind the game a lot, that's the type of team you'd love to have. That's a squad. That's nice, man. I like looking at stuff like that. It's cool. Okay, let's see what your dribbling is like. Yeah, dude, his dribbling with the height that he has is going to be really, really helpful in game. I think what we're going to do is, let's just give the ball away here, because I need to see how he moves defensively. Oh, it's glitched right now with my name tags in the bottom left or bottom right. You can already see in that position right there, the way that he positions himself next to Laurent Blanc is going to be perfect, man. That's actually really good. I think I may want to just give him an engine chemistry style. I don't know, man. You know, it's I like to aim for responsiveness. You can see that he's not attacking oriented at all with a stay back while attacking, medium-high work rates. Super, super noticeable that he stays back there as much as possible. Okay, so we can see on the radar right now just the medium highs between him and Laurent Blanc. Look at how in line they are. So I don't want to put too much pressure on this because I want to see how they defend the edge of the 18. Look at how in line they are. Look at Martinez. I'm going to press L1 and just use L trigger here. Just L trigger right here. That right there, you see the medium-high work rates? That characteristic of CDMs occupying the semicircle area of the 18-yard box is super, super ideal. It is one of my favorite characteristics for CDMs to have. Because that positioning, it just allows you to defend in certain ways that is beneficial gameplay-wise, right? Just the fact that he's left-footed too just really brings the value of this card up as well. What the heck is going on? Gameplay's perfect. You see how he's in that area already in the circle? That's exactly what I want my CDMs to do, man. That positioning, you know, players like the Flashback Witzel does, the Laurent Blanc card does it. There's a couple of other guys that do the same thing, man. Because they're not super attacking oriented, they're more defensive oriented. So they really, really like play that part in the CDM position really, really nicely. I don't lose the ball in these areas right here. Second man press, nothing, right? Look at how fast he goes back into position on stay back while attacking. He's super, super defensive oriented, which is fantastic. Nice. Good tackle there again. Just from kickoff too, man, you could tell that having a left-footed player on the left side in that situation, it's really nice, man. It really, I'm telling you guys, like, because there's not that many left-footed players that exist in the left center defenseman position with good work rates, this card's definitely going to be a huge plus in anyone's team for sure. Just this positioning right here, you see the way that he's moving to be super, super aggressive in the defensive areas? Look at his positioning just now. I do feel like I want the acceleration and sprint speed boost for sure. I do also feel like with the dribbling boost with the engine chemistry style, because I feel like the +5/+5 is obviously a welcome inclusion. Increasing agility and balance on this card, I personally feel like he could definitely move around the pitch a little bit quicker, right? The agility and balance part is not only just for the dribbling, it's for the movement in regards to moving left and right defensively, right? You see him up top? Look at the way that he's defending. When I push out with Laurent Blanc and he goes back into that semicircle area, it's beautiful, man. Medium-high work rated players that don't have crazy attacking positioning, it's just a nice thing, man. Because they're defensive oriented, right? Like even in a situation like this, look, he aggressively pushes up. Look at how fast he aggressively pushes back, though, right? I'm using Laurent Blanc. I'll overcommit him going forward. No second man press right here. Not even going to press anybody. Right? See how he marks the guy at the top the entire time? I could switch to him right now, defend with the L trigger, just with one hand, and the way that he's already positioned himself on the edge of the 18-yard box is a super, super ideal situation. So, very, very nice. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Martinez card is that he's a very, very good defensive-oriented player. Now, he's a type of dude that like you actually could analyze before trying him out, just because of the attacking positioning that he has, his base card stats of defending being really good, pace being good, physicality being good, dribbling. Like, you can expect a very, very strong defensive presence in the CDM position with this card. And the fact that he is left-footed, like I keep mentioning, is very, very important to have in that left center defensive position, just for that balance you can have with players like Blanc and this Martinez card in the same squad. So a lot of cool concepts you can work with in regards to Martinez because of Tagliafico and Promises card, right? So cool things you can work with in regards to that. Nice little link-ups. Finishing, I don't care too much about his finishing being higher because of the fact that he's not going to be an attacking-oriented player whatsoever, right? So if he did have higher attacking positioning and he actually did push forward and he didn't have like base card stats like Alon where he has like 84 finishing or like 82 shot power, then it would be incredibly pointless. In regards to the chemistry style you can give the card, there's a couple things here and there. I feel like with the engine chemistry style, boosting his dribbling as much as possible could be an ideal situation because I feel like defensively he's actually really, really solid because of his own characteristics of staying in that middle area. So you don't necessarily need to give him an anchor or a shadow to boost it significantly. However, I don't really care too much about the dribbling my CDMs, even though obviously it's important in every single area. If I was going to be using a card like this, I'd essentially just want to have... I was going to say I want the pace, but because he's more defensive-oriented, it doesn't really make sense to even do that, you know? I think an engine would be perfectly fine on the card. Yeah. An engine or an anchor. I don't think you need a shadow. Yeah, engine or anchor, because you want to give him a pace boost, obviously. You want to give him the defensive stat increase, obviously, as well. That, with a 5'10 height and a pretty good body type in game, is pretty nice. Yeah, I don't think you need Shadow. He doesn't really push out of position that often. Like, someone like Alon, you need a Shadow or a Hunter for because of the way that he pushes up and comes back, right? But with Martinez, he's literally always there, right? So if you could just boost the pace a little bit, I feel like he'd be a pretty cool card. So, yeah, if you guys are going to do the gameplay objective, unlock it. He's pretty solid, man. A lot of cool concepts you can work with in regards to this card. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this review. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.